You just finished page 1126. Now you're in 1127. And when you get to page 22, does that train look familiar? We are going to write another essay. This course does a lot more with writing skills than you've had up to this point. And you're going to do a longer research paper at the end of this course. And then you're going to write a research paper at the end of your next year of work as well. Next year you'll be doing English literature and read some Shakespeare and things like that. And then at the end of the year, write a research paper and have to give a speech on that topic. But let's talk about this. Now, if you have not already watched the video for 1126, I hope you will, because I explain in there a little more about what is involved in an essay, what it is, how it's pieced together. Right now, I just want to talk to you about how the assignment in this pace is different than the assignment they had in pace 1126, all right? A lot of similarities. You're going to start it in a similar way. You're going to come up with an outline. You're going to develop points. And a lot of the content that's covered here is a review, okay? Selecting and narrowing the topic, coming up with an outline, coming up with a good thesis, and then topic sentence. When you get to page 25, you are just going to write your thesis statement and your opening paragraph for this new essay, okay? You are not to write the same essay that you did in page 1126. You're going to write a new essay, and you're going to choose a new topic, okay? Get some more practice. Choose something different than what you wrote about last time. Maybe you had a runner-up topic. Maybe it's something related to either spiritual things or politics or something else that you just kind of want to research. That would be a good opportunity. They'd give an example on page 26 and 27 of an essay that was written and kind of explains something about doors, okay? And doesn't look like a lot of research in that one. That's more of just making a comparison between doors in life and physical doors. But especially if you did not do research for page 1126 and you get to this one, this is one where I require students to do some research, okay? This can't just be all off the top of your head. And so when you get to page 29, it says to come up with an outline, rough draft outline, and using the opening paragraph, and then using this, expand it. And then when you get to page 30 is talking about research. And so I do want you to find some sources and make some note cards, bibliography, and at least 2-3 sources that you can incorporate as you're writing this, and quotes, perhaps quote some material. So then all of a sudden on page 31 at the top it says research now. And then on separate paper write the rough draft. And then do the bibliography. And then when you've completed the rough draft and had that all checked, then do your final draft, outline, essay, bibliography in final form, and have that ready to submit to your supervisor. So there's a lot to do on this one page 31. Talk to your parent or supervisor who's going to be grading this and talk about a fair way to set goals. I would encourage you on your goal card perhaps to set aside an entire day just for research, an entire day's goal for your rough draft, and then a third day's goal just for doing the final draft and editing. And so if you're going to do that, you need to work through the pace a little faster at the beginning in order to make time here at the end to get this essay done so that you do a good job on it. I do have to point this out. This cracks me up. This shows me again, how old these paces are. They were written before computers were in common use, and it says final copies should be typed. Okay, that would be with an old typewriter. You see those in museums now. Maybe you have one somewhere around your school. Written in ink or done on a word processor. Now, I remember when word processors came out, they were like typewriters. You would type a line or a paragraph, you could edit it, and then when you hit print, it would print that out on that, just on that one page. So it wasn't really even like a computer. It was kind of a bridge between typewriters and computers. But anyways, take your time, do a good job on this, and then have it graded and attach it here before you turn in your PACE to take your self-test and your PACE test.